What's up, family? Peace and blessings. Peace and love to you, to me, to all. It's my kitty right here. Don't get scared, bro. My cat, Hugo. I just wanted to pop on here real quick to say, like, I was thinking about how life really is all about balance. Truly, in every aspect. I always was so, not always was always so focused. Lately, the more, like, as I've been on this spiritual journey, I've learned a lot about the left and the right brain, balancing these hemispheres, right? And then balancing the brain, the mind, and the heart, and get them to be one. Because it's truly, if you think about it, this is what everything we do is really based off of this right here and this. That's why when they say, like, I feel this, like when I would get worried about something, right? Whatever this worried, it could be, and this is an irrational fear, worried about calling off from work because I didn't want to let, this is how much I cared, and I still do care, but I've just learned to do it a different way. Still love, still always tremendous love, if not more, towards others and to the world. But I would have a fear of, like, hey, I woke up in the morning, wasn't really feeling it, knew I had days, like, you know, sick days I could use, but I was so used to my whole life of people pleasing and, like, not wanting to let anybody down. Just anybody, like, truly. Like, some people more than others, but still, I just really had a hard time saying no, or yeah, just not wanting to let them down. So, like, when I wanted to take a day off of work, I knew I had days, right? The only time I didn't really have a fear of it is if it was super announced, like it was something really, I'm talking about, not that I was lying, but like something real legit, like I have a doctor's appointment in 2 days, so I'd let my boss know. That I didn't have an issue with, and they didn't have an issue with either. So it seemed fine because in my mind, this was a real legit reason. But the times I'd wake up in the morning and I'd feel like, man, I would legit feel sick in my stomach about I didn't want to go to work. For whatever reason, I don't know, because of the stomach feeling or me not wanting to go was making me feel this such anxiety and such a strong worry. And I, you know, this was before I realized, like, whatever I kept putting my mind on, like, man, I really don't want to go over there. And I would always find a reason to not go. and then in the process of this, so this is like building up with from anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour or even longer before I make that call to my supervisor. And remember, the whole time I'm thinking this way and thinking so much into it, rather than just calling and saying, hey, I'm not feeling well, sorry for the late inconvenience, I'm not gonna be there. Yeah, I still give him, 2 hours in advance or whatnot, even though it's early in the morning. It is kind of like short notice. So that's where that me feeling bad. But what I'm trying to say is I put so much time and effort into, so much time and attention towards, I really want to call off work today, but I'm making, and I didn't realize it back then. I was making such a huge deal about it. Like, I really want to call off. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to do this, yada yada, but I don't want to upset them. So how do I do this? So then I would like play scenarios in my mind. Well, if I call and if I say, and then I would come up with like, what's my real legit reason? My stomach is hurting, right? But then the last time I called up, it was the same thing. But I'm not lying. It really was that. But I found out it was truly because I was going to a place, and this was years and years ago. This was like one of my first bigger, jobs that I held. I worked there for about 9 years. Towards the end of that is where it got, I didn't have this issue in the beginning. It was towards the end. It was like, felt like it was time for me to move on from that place, and I was just tired. I had to drive an hour there and an hour back every day. Again, it's not so much the people there, that it was the distance, and then part of it was, again, the people pleasing, the not wanting to let people down. So again, okay, so like I would do that in the morning. Finally, I'd get the courage, and I would figure out what I'm going to say to my boss But remember, I'm already now. I got all this fear in me, and my stomach is hurting more. I'm a little bit nervous about how they're gonna respond. I'm kind of thinking like, man, I really hope they don't respond in this negative way, or like I almost feel like they're gonna try to be like, well, no, Alex, we don't have anybody. We need you to come over here. Knowing deep down, like, I have sick days. This is my right. I could do this if I need to. But I'd call, and that's exactly what would happen. Like literally, exactly. And I didn't put it together for a long time. So more recently, when I really started praying, really started developing that relationship with God, with Christ, just with my spirit team, with nature, with everything, really deciding, like, look, there's things. I've always been a truth seeker. I've always wanted to know why are we here? We're not just here to live and work a 9-to-5 job, get ripped off in the process all day long. Like, from left, everywhere you look, you're getting ripped off, being taxed on everything, and just even when it's such a crazy, ridiculous system that we've lived in for so long that it's like, I know I'm not the only one who has said it for a long time, to say like, this is not the way we're supposed to live. But we've always felt, I know I did, I was like, man, I know we're not supposed to live like, I've known this from I was a kid. I'm like, this shit is not right, excuse my language. But my parents would always be like, they were the ones I told too, and they would be like, yeah, Alex, but this is just the way the world is, and you just gotta roll with it. And it's about making money, which money is a tool. Money is good, while we live in this system that we still are in. Money is a big tool that can help you a lot if you know how to use it right and you're not reckless with it. But true wealth, is true wealth is like having that deep inner peace, having that love, knowing who you are, knowing that you have support always. You could be living by yourself with not a single person around you for months, years even, and never feel lonely. And I'm not saying to do that. I feel like we truly are meant to be together. We are meant to have alone time. This is where I feel like it's unique. We're all one, my belief, not only my belief, many others. We are all one, right? And we all have like one divine purpose as a whole. But then we all are separate in our own unique ways. We all have unique talents. We all have purpose. Every last one of us does. Forgive my language for saying it, to the bum on the street, or the homeless man on the street, to the drug dealer, the person that has a rap sheet that's crazy, crazy long. Everybody has a purpose. Sometimes you just, I don't know, maybe it's just not your time to find it. And this is another thing I want to say real quick. You're going to start waking up more and more every single day. You're going to start I'm sure it's already happening to you. So you're going to feel, if you're not spiritual, if you're not religious, or maybe you are religious but not spiritual, it doesn't have to be this way or that way. It's your truth. It's and everything you have is already within you. So it's amazing when you realize, okay, everything I ever need is really within me. And if you're lost at that, pray, because everything you ever need and will ever need is already within you. It's just that we have forgotten, or we've been blocked, or there's been something covering us for a while that we can't see, and then we have outside influences constantly bombarding this and this to distract us. Like when we're starting to catch on, like nature, and I feel good when I go in nature, or like when I take my socks and my shoes off and I go walk around in the grass. Like, man, not only do I feel good, but I'm like, man, I feel energized. Why is it like when I am working with my plants, I feel calm, but also like it's a feeling of, it's vitality, it's life force, that prana. I lost what I was about to say. Yeah, I'll make another one. I was just planning to try to make a quick, short video. I love you all. Just remember, oh, there it is, the shift. So No matter, say you are waking up today and everything seems different. It feels different for each person, right? When I truly started waking up was back in 2016. And I started seeing the world completely, not completely different, but very, very differently. But I also remember before that wake up, I made a conscious, and I remember saying it to myself, and I'm saying it to God. I am going to truly work towards not swearing, not doing little, like I'm not a thief, but like, you know, you might, if sometimes the opportunity to take something is right there, and even if it's small in your mind, you might make it be like, oh, it's okay, this is, you know, so many other people are doing it, stuff like that. I made it an effort, like, or a supreme goal in here and in here, to be like, I'm gonna live as authentic as I can. I'm ready for this. And this was before I truly was starting to wake up. So like I remember saying that to myself, and then I was still going through many days that I was just telling you about, how I'd wake up in the morning feeling this extreme pain in my stomach of anxiety, worry, fear. I'm like, why do I feel this? Like, of going to a place of work, I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, it got me to where I was like, God, I know I'm here for more. I don't know what else to do. Angels, whatever it is, I need help. I said, I give up. I did not want to die. I was not going to let myself go, unalive. I was not going to do that. But I remember distinctly saying, look, I surrender. I'm done. I don't know what else to do. I give it to you. And tears coming down my face, you know. And this was a few days. Like, I did this for a few days, like, not crying for days, but like, it happened. And this was always in the car too, driving to work. And it happened like 2 or 3 other times in a short period. And then I did a meditation, and it was literally like, as I woke up from this 15-minute open to receive love meditation from Deborah, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. That particular meditation from Deborah Bernadette. It's like it. Just look up Deborah. Just look up open to receive love, and you'll see it's by a lady named Deborah or something. That meditation, all I did was close my eyes. Never meditated before, and just was like, I'm just gonna sit here and listen to what she's saying. And I did. And when I opened my eyes, it wasn't like, oh my God, this is amazing. No. When I opened my eyes, I felt calm. I felt good. I was near a window, like I am now. But like, I remember as soon as like I opened my eyes and I looked towards the window, and I was just kind of like coming back, a hummingbird flew to the window. And I put this on everything I love. I will not make up lies. Like, I would never do that. This hummingbird flew up to my window and was just, and I had never, in my entire life, at this point, I was like 20, how old was I? Like 29? I don't know, somewhere around that age. I've only seen a hummingbird once, and it was so quick that it flew by that it was like, oh, that was a hummingbird, I think. So it was never like actually being able to see it looking at me or eating or chilling. That was amazing. And that to me was just like perfect, like it was a sign. And from that point, I started to see this hummingbird come by my window, and I kid you not, like, and I would go and stand by the window, and I'd look, and I'd see it fly up in the tree, and I would look at him in the tree, and he's just like kind of licking himself or doing something and looking down, or at least looking. That's what I felt. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm receiving the message, but I'm like, he's healing me, or she's healing me right now. She's like, I truly believed that this mighty creature, this tiny but mighty creature, was sending me healing energy. That's just one cool experience I wanted to share. But again, I was trying to say, like, so when you're waking up and today is your day, like, say you started waking up and you're a little confused, but you start watching videos and you see other people that have been awoke or yeah, they understand a little bit more, and they don't see the world in that crazy way that a lot of people still do. Don't compare. Don't ever compare yourself. Just remember this. If you just are realizing this now, or in the past few weeks or months or whatever, and I'm trying to say is, if you know people, or you're seeing people that are further along, do not compare. You are right where you need to be. It is all divine timing. This is the time the time that you are waking up is the time meant for you. Trust that. Work with it. Be authentic. Gratitude. Be grateful for everything. The more you're grateful for, the more that you are grateful for the little things, even the little material things. But I'm talking about the stuff people pass all day long and it's right in front of them. The trees, the grass, the birds, in nature. When you're grateful, like truly grateful for that, like, man, you know what? I could be sitting right here and it could be all brown and colorless, you know what I mean? And it could just, or there could be no trees. It could just be blank. But no, we're blessed with beauty right here. And not only is this beauty, we haven't been told exactly how to use this, but all these plants, these trees, these herbs, think about ancestors, think about people from ancient times when they used medicine. It's right there. There's so much medicine right there, but they want to medicate you with something in a bottle. Man, think about how many people are on some medication in a bottle to not feel what the whole point is, to not feel, oh, what is going on? Yeah, this and that. That is not normal. And not to say you're wrong for feeling anxious. No, you're not you're not the only one. Many of us feel anxious and worry and fears and all this. What the? It's almost like you're realizing out of nowhere, like, what the hell have I been doing? Not just you, but like, why have I been allowing this kind of stuff to happen in your everyday life, at work, with people? But why have you been allowing the government? No, let me rephrase that. Why have you been allowing these things to just, you're not taking any steps towards your freedom? Because you truly have all that power that you need. Everything that you need is already within you. I love you all. Have a very, very blessed day. Mwah. Namaste.